stated that exhibits RA8 and RA9 gave the second respondent a clean bill of health.
Did you hear that? As you know, people have already said that law is law. Emotion cannot change that. That a lot of you are just being emotional. The law is the law. What do you expect? Since Obino prove anything. How could you? They said they didn't even prove how he scored the highest votes. And all of those things that their media are already spewing. So, Baba, when somebody said that when Obi and his people, when they were lifting boxes, you remember all these kind of images when they were lifting boxes as evidence. So, somebody said, even though Obi and his lawyers thought they were presenting evidence to the tribunal, in those boxes are supposed every evidence of rigging in each local government area polling unit of each state. They slot them in each box. But now it's obvious that why the rest of us were seeing this during the charade trial, this is possibly what the judges were saying. And that is why when they were writing all of their results, write their judgments. That's why they said it's all waste of time. It couldn't prove anything, and on like that. So it's not surprising, even though it might be a little bit condescending. But it is what the judiciary did today. So, going forward, on the issue of dual citizenship that Tinubu didn't declare, talking about the Guinean certificate, I'm sorry, it's the Guinean citizenship. You know what the tribunal said? That's irrelevant. Even though your law said, at least if you have any of such citizenship, you are expected to at least make declaration, a disclosure, kind of, so that they will know that, oh, the person who wants to be the president of Nigeria is this, that, and all that stuff. It's like the law. But when it got to the tribunal, they said that's a non-issue. Remember that Ronnie Pekun indeed defended that by saying the passport expired in 2020. Therefore, the citizenship has also expired. And that's exactly the position of the tribunal today as well. Now, going forward, the issue of transmitting results. Give me 1 second. So the issue of transmitting election results through the IREV, Nigeria invested over 70 billion naira developing a technology they called IREV and Beavers. They went on a street campaign to let everybody know that your election is going to be the best you've ever participated in. Technologically driven. Add to hack. Add to rig. And you can all go and get your PVC. The poverty verification card, which a lot of you actually got. PVC. Unfortunately, during the game, they decided to change the rules. So the tribunal agreed that even though they spent billions lying to all of you that they were building PVC, they are building PVC, and they are building Beavers, they are building IREF, and the rest of them, inside that same electoral act, do you know that the use of the IREF or the use of beavers or anything at all in transmitting or conducting election, the whole authority is on INEC. And that's the game they have played to all of you. Go and do the right thing. Go and join the right channel. Go and vent your anger. Go and join politics. Go and vote them out. Go and blah, 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 blah. But inside the rules, the ones they promoted is that your election result is going to be transmitted straight from the polling units. That's what everybody has been singing, just like it was in 2019. In 2019, it was INEC server. Remember? Nigerians were so raging with APC in 2019, okay? That despite the fact that they were given just APC, PDP, and Omoyele Sowore, they decided to go for Atiku, remember? Atiku actually defeated Boko Haram in 2019, but that is not how it's done, okay? In Nigeria election, may the best rigger win. Do you understand? It's not about the best candidate. Kilonje, the best candidate win in Nigeria. Let the best rigger win. You can be the best candidate. Best candidate. Do you understand? Person will no be current, will no get anything for head. It go beat you silly. You go sit down there, they speak grammar. They wonder, how did that happen? How could that happen? How could people go for this person? Baba, that is what Nigeria is. May the best rigger win. And Boko Haram used his chance. It wasn't Jonathan, you know. It won't be Jonathan. So he did that. So then everybody, I remember that time, everybody campaign, Sava. I mean, that was another experience for me personally. And that is why I have no regrets speaking to a lot of a young mind to try to let them know that whatever they tell you about Nigeria, whichever angle they take it, whichever thing they call it, once they say we need to rescue Nigeria, rescue our kiniko, one paro fueni, you must be able to kind of differentiate rescue for who to who, from who, and the rest of that. Sure you get, I have seen enough. In that 2019, a lot of people remember that INEC Nigeria spent 110 billion naira building something they called INEC server, where all of the votes, all of the results will be stored. And there's a back end there to save all the votes, so that if you go to a tribunal, the results are going to be there. Everybody just go straight to INEC server. I don't even know how they manage to sell that. What is server? What is INEC server? That's the scam they collected over 100 billion naira for in 2019. And truly, all of us, educated, at the uneducated, all of us started shouting server. Where's the server? Server. Bring out the server. If they bring out the server, the real result is inside the server. The server is there. Atiku he went to court. He was asking the court to tell INEC to give them server. On the day of the judgment, you know what they said? They said technically, you cannot make a mechanic to come and drive a plane. Technically. So which means it don't make any sense at this point, Baba, to believe anything that INEC told you. Even if they don't fool you, you should at this point, that was what a Tanko technicality said then. Technicality, for the first time, I heard onto that word. I used that word many times. Technicality. Because I took my time to study what technicality was. Technicality is that you cannot win a case against the establishment that conduct an election that is already rigged against you. Everything you need to fight that rigged election, and them supposed give you. If the contest say no day. If he didn't day. How do you fight? How do you fight for what is right when the real information are not given to you? Meanwhile, the law says they have to give you all of that information to fight your case. Now, from that server time, at that time, I know Nigeria nobody feels save Nigeria anymore. You know why? Young people, Atiku boys, who were shouting, server. It just happened like magic. Hey, suddenly they started saying, there is no server anywhere. There is no server. Server, forget server. Forget server. Forget server. They shall divided them. I remember that time on Twitter. They divided. Actually, they gave them money. That was the moment I started seeing how hungry those who call themselves Nigeria social media influencers are, especially those ones who like to tell you that they have an idea about politics. Meanwhile, they are influencers for the same rogues and criminals. The highest bidder, 2019, by 2021, by 2020, even Atiku don't know, say, he no get anybody because he no fit pay them. Now them, they defend Buhari. Now them, they defend INEC. It was so ridiculous, yeah? Atiku's boys, surprise, started defending INEC. But they are saying, no, they don't like APC. APC government is this, Buhari is that. But Ashe na INEC contract, this same Mahmoud. So whenever they started shouting IREF, Beavers, everything they inside their Beavers. You must put everything inside Beavers. Everything must be inside IREF. Let us go back end, let's say back end, let's say digital food. You don't understand who you are dealing with. There's nothing logical that makes sense to them. We are talking about career criminals. It won't sort of law against people who actually knows every corner you want to pass. Now them create the whole corner. Nigerians didn't write the constitution. A lot of you today are telling yourself that the constitution is dead. Nigeria constitution is dead. Now you they know. A lot of us have realized that a while back. And we have been screaming that until all of you knows that until that constitution is gone. And for it to be gone, you have to shut down this entire establishment, this entire system. You're on your way to that place, so don't worry, you get there. But a lot of us who have seen that, the trashy paper called 1999 Constitution, as long as it exists, Nigeria will never know peace. Nigeria will never know progress. Nigeria will never know development. And those who are benefiting from it, they will tell you nothing is perfect. Why they what? They use the future of your children to play kalo, ludo, ludo, yeah? A lot of us knew you had no constitution, you have no nothing there. So, anyway, when their judgment finally got to when it got to that, why should INEC not follow their own law? Same thing. INEC said, now part 1 you they read. All this IREF, Beavers, all these things, all of you they shout everywhere. That's why they said if you are buying something, read the terms and condition. If all of you are farabale, read the terms and condition of the nonsense, the law, the electoral act, a lot of you will never invest your time like you did, thinking you had a chance of winning against the house. I've told you this before. I said, Nigeria is like a casino. Here you get. When you go in, you can go in and make a lot of money. Okay? It depends if you actually belong to the house. But whatever money you think you want to make from Nigeria, illegally, corruptly, you must what? You must pay the house. The house is the establishment in Nigeria. Okay? Now, if you now think you can enter that casino, cash out big, that is, take out all of the resources you can get, win big against the same casino. Aba, go and ask those who have been regular gambler. You are a gambler who had no sense. You can never win against the house. That's exactly what Nigeria has become because they set the rules. Okay? So, they are now saying, now part of the terms and condition for 2023 electoral act, some of you read, with these Beavers, they cannot rig election. With this kiniko, Buhari want to leave a legacy. Some of you who kind of live through all those deluded time. It is clearing on your eyes right now. Everything is becoming clearer that number 1, Nigeria no get law. Number 2, Nigeria no get court. Number 3, there is no institution to stop anybody. Number 4, you are at the mercy of state capture criminals. Baba, you are done for. I wish I could say it even more like better than that. You are done for. So INEC don't come out talk say, inside that same section B, section T, section me, go and read section B, C, D, M, M, Z. He said, yes, we can use IREF to transmit. Okay? And we can also carry the result on top bike, go and take it to somebody. It is also transmitting. Manually, electronically. Now we go decide, not you. That wasn't what you told us. You told everybody that they would transmit and everybody was getting ready. No. Yes, we said that, but that's not the whole story. So today, the tribunal said, just like they did in 2019, INEC is the only one that can decide how they want to transmit their results, election results. Okay? Because the law says they are the only ones who can decide. So you see all the witnesses that they brought. Listen to this one. The witness they brought from Amazon. You know, saying Amazon built that portal. That IRF. Now Amazon build them. Now Amazon build the Beavers machine where you gonna go they take picture of your voter's card. So Peter Obi and Labour Party, they brought in somebody who worked for Amazon, experts. They said an expert. They subpoenaed the person they brought him and brought her. When they are reading the judgment today, you know what they said? They said she had an interest in the case. She stands to benefit if they declare Peter Obi winner based on her evidence. So because of that, our evidence, whatever, is inadmissible. We are throwing it out. We cannot take our evidence. Did you hear that? They said some of the witnesses for Labour Party, Peter Obi and Atiku, they said some of them who came in to be witnesses, they came to witness because they will benefit from the victory of either Atiku or Obi. But Okoyemi Bamidele, elected senator of APC, deputy Senate Senate leader right now, is the only witness called by Tinubu and APC. Only witness. He is already been rewarded. He has been made the leader of the, you know what I mean? The leader of the Senate. You know what I mean? So, it was okay for APC witnesses that benefit so bountifully from Tinubu, but it's not for others. So because of that, their witnesses and all of that, they struck them out. Baba, every accusation or every request made on Tinubu today, everything was struck out. Everything. So which means Tinubu is now legally or legitimately going to be your president for the next God knows when. No, I can't say. I don't know. And their lawyer actually stood up at a point just to be sure. So when the tribunal judge read his what have you to some extent, you know what he said? He said on this note, I am therefore withdrawing Labour Party's petition. Okay? And he didn't say dismiss. That was when APC lawyer stood up. My lord, did you dismiss the case, Niabi? You said you withdraw the case, sir. My lord, did you dismiss the case or you withdraw the case? That engagement or that conversation.
My lord, sir, I'm very sorry again, sir. Yes. Even if your lordships are going to say, your brethren are going to say their piece later on, sir, at least you all, my lord, well, you all should be arrested by saying it either dismissed or is allowed. Huh? I was wondering if your lordship would not pronounce that it's been dismissed. So that
what are you saying?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be confused, sir. I've listened to your lordship's eloquent judgment.
Sorry, please, Leonard Senior. You don't have to interrupt judgment. We are delivering judgment and we are still on. Please leave the judgment where it is.
My lord, I'm very sorry, sir.
If you are confused, when you get the judgment, you read it.
No, my lord, I'm not confused at all.
Okay, then please.
I'm making a suggestion.
No, you don't have to suggest to us how to deliver judgment.
I'm sorry.
So you seriously think that all five of us wouldn't know that?
My lord,
wouldn't know what we want to do?
I apologize.
He was jumping the gun. Why are you jumping the gun? Sit down there. Just follow the whole script. We are following it one after the other. Don't jump the gun, man. Sit down. When you receive the judgment, you can go and interpret it yourself. We have withdrawn the case and all of that. And that was how every ground to get this your Pablo Escobar to kind of answer for all of his own iniquities have been solidified by the Nigeria trial. And I don't know, some people are saying they are going to Supreme Court. I know they will want to go to Supreme Court, of course, but you believe in Supreme Court too? I will believe very strong. Well, I'll come back to that. Here is the other part. You know, sometimes in March, say it as it is. Thank you very much for that, your super chat. I currently have about 5,000 of us on YouTube. Is it all right if I kind of ask you to take a moment and just, leave the comment section and then like this broadcast if you're watching me on YouTube? And if this is your first time on my Egun's Diary Political, you should probably subscribe too, right? Omoyele Sowore was asked after the charade election and the announcement of Kolu, if it was actually being mocked, as he put it himself. Reuben Abati condescendingly was asking Omoyele Sowore that INEC said scored 15,000 out of the final votes. They gave Sowore 15,000 votes, and Reuben was kind of trying to mock him and say, are you, our markets, are you going to go to court and challenge this? And Sowore, like Nostradamus, he had this to say. This was just March.
He said, are you going to go to court? Some of the parties, the other aggrieved parties, have been talking about collaboration. Waziri Atiku Abubakar was talking about Labour Party coming together with the PDP and all of that. Are you going to join other political parties to go to court to challenge what you consider a fraudulent election? Or you do not have any faith in the court system, you just protest and allow the matter to rest? What's the way forward?
What you are saying regarding the Labour Party and the PDP is what people like us have always said, that they are the same. We are not part of that coalition or alliance. And with regards to the courts, when somebody steals your thing, you can retrieve it from him, and he says, no, don't retrieve it from him, go to court. You have to wait for the courts to convene. But the court that gave you a governor that was fought in Imo State is not likely to be a court that I will be heading to when I'm cheated on this scale. The court that hasn't delivered justice to people like me since I was born in this country is not the court I can tell you that I have implicit or explicit confidence in. If we go to court, you can almost determine what will be the outcome of the courts. The courts in Nigeria have never nullified the presidential election. Even in 2007, when they conducted an election in which there were no serial numbers in the ballot papers, the courts declared that you don't need serial numbers. And the person for whom the election was rigged by President Olusegun Obasanjo, that's Yaradua, came out and said, these elections were problematic, but he accepted the booty regardless. So I do not think we are going to head to a court that may not be able or hasn't delivered justice in similar matters for us. I think the reason they're asking people to go to court is to calm down the nerves of Nigerian people so that they accept this rubbish as a fait accompli, and they make sure that there are no uprisings on the streets to retrieve back the stolen mandate, whatever fraudulent election they conducted. That's the reason they direct you to the courtrooms, because they know what the outcome will be, because we also know how these these courts are constituted by political parties in power. So we can't be here deceiving ourselves. I know you're a lawyer, and you can't say publicly that you don't believe in the courts. Otherwise, you will not have a job.
All right, Mr. Shaw.
Show. I'm actually going to ask Show to come on this show, possibly this week. I'm going to send him that request. He's possibly watching, maybe not, but eventually I'm going to reach out to him. Because you see, one of the things people said, which I kind of agree with, even though I have no control over, I don't think any of us did have any control over that, right? Was that a lot of us who didn't show interest in the election, save for me, you know, I was interested because I have to report what's going on there, and I have to pick everything to justify the reasons why I am not part of those who are expecting election to fix Nigeria. So I have to report that back. So that's why I'm very much like following and then, you know, doing all of that. So to so many of us who felt like election will save Nigeria, there were others that said it was good to give it a shot. Let them rig them. If they rig them, and they are about to announce a rigged result, that is when you should have occupied the streets, not to be lured into believing that the court is going to solve it. And like Showore put it, that's exactly what finally happened. They have held you for about, how many months now? Nearly 7 months, Abi, after this charade. Nearly 7 months. So whatever anger you had, whatever rage, whatever everything, you know, you remember that time when some people will be like, on the 25th of February, and like this, now like this, I go press on for Obi. You remember all those times we were joking about that? And they said, no, don't do that, now avoid vote. You know, that you know, adrenaline, that was kind of rushing through a lot of you at the time. 1 million man march here and there and all of that. The one you took to the election, right? A week is only break you needed. Just 1 week break. 1 week break that, what do you call it? Mr. Yakubu used in cooking this whole thing. Sure you get. What you have right now is a behemoth of rogues who are now in charge of power. You have no idea what you are up against. A lot of you have no idea yet. They will be unleashing what this truly means in the coming weeks and months. And guess what? I will be here as Mayegun to remind you. So yeah, they said that since you missed that window, because a lot of you don't want violence, you don't want fight, you don't want this, you don't want that, Abi. Fine. Peter Obi has businesses in Nigeria. He wouldn't want you to shut down Nigeria too. Do you know that? I remember when David Dundenyi was telling people when they said, will Peter Obi fight for you if they rig you out? And David was like, so you are expecting Peter Obi to come and fight for you? Like, are you not that? Are you not? I mean, are you not smart? Peter Obi is a billionaire like other billionaires in Nigeria. He has all his businesses and everything, a lot of them in Nigeria. Okay? Like others. All right? No matter how much you farms with him, he has his businesses. So if you shut down Nigeria, he will lose money too. So you will never see him come out and ask you to stand up and fight because, stand up, he himself, he won't be able to kind of guarantee what's going to be his own fate too when the whole show goes down. You know, when people begin to say, eat the rich, eat the rich, eat the rich, every rich person you see everywhere. You know what I mean? He's a capitalist too, but so it will tell you to let the court do the job. It will tell you to calm down. It will tell you to wait this or that, which is normal. If I'm a billionaire with my money in Nigeria, I will do the same. But a lot of you who are going to become the victims of this economic ruin, the ones they have done, the one they are doing, and the ones they are still going to do, you probably would understand that Obi, not like a show. Ruben was asking Showore was like, you know, are you going to go to court or are you going to just protest? And I was like, no, I'm not going to go to court. Go to which court? You see all these tribunal judges that you heard today. At least before the middle of next year, they go announce 2 or 3 of them as promoted to the Supreme Court. You go and watch it. Go and wait for it. They have done their own part. They will get their own package. Package that include promotion to the Supreme Court. Remember that you are supposed to have 22 Supreme Court justices. For the past 4 or 5 years now, Nigeria has been hovering between 11 and 13 Supreme Court justices, with a space for like about 9 others to be appointed. Now, these ones then go promote next year because they've done their own part in the establishment. They must be rewarded and settled. Sure you get? And that's exactly how it's going to go on. Okay? So, until when a lot of us will finally feel like, there's 2 different things here, right? When you talk about, talking and doing. Okay? The first one is that Nigerians who are outside Nigeria, who don't live in Nigeria, okay? And to those of you who are living in Nigeria, facing this whole fire right there, right there in Nigeria. Now, you can't compare yourself and what you are facing in that Nigeria, with those who are living abroad, facing different kind of challenges, you say. And then you expect those who are in the diaspora, okay, to understand the hardship you are facing than you, so that they can go and buy tickets and come back to Nigeria and protest on your behalf. Does that even make any sense to you? No? Or does it? I'm talking about when they say, what do you do in a situation whereby there's nowhere you want to turn to? Everywhere is compromised. Every institution is corrupt. Here you are. Justice is for the highest bidder. You can never conduct an election that is credible anymore. You can't. You've never anyway, but forget about that. That means you can never choose your own leader through an election, even if it's a democracy. So now, in that situation, your future, your life are completely in the hands of those who don't value them. They've never shown that they value them, right? Then would you would you compare what you are currently facing right now in Nigeria, watching this Mayegun's Diary Political, or what you have faced in the last 8 years in Nigeria, whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whether you are a Northerner or a Southerner, it doesn't matter right now. Wherever you are watching me from, what you have actually survived in the last 8 years, do you think, you will consider, you will compare same with somebody living outside Nigeria, and you believe they will understand, or they should understand, or the idea of, why don't you come back home and let us fight them? If you are facing fire and it's about to take your life, when it gets to that point, you won't wait for anybody. Ask the Arab Spring that happened at the time. So when somebody said you missed the window, I said, okay, that's not so wrong. So what's then going to be the case after all this? Well, until when you get pushed to that state of igniting that same kind of NSAS, what do you call it, that you had it last time, or something worse. Or if you expect these people to reward you for at least believing in them, I'm talking about those of you who are currently kind of happy. For example, somewhere in Ogba, in Lagos today, they were so, well, not so happy at the first video, but afterward, it was a celebration. Tinubu has won. At the tribunal, no evidence. They cannot prove anything. You too, you are following them to say there is no evidence. And you feel good. Very good. You see that feeling good? It no go last. Not just for you. You see those who are feeling bad? That feeling bad too, it no go last. Those of you who are feeling bad that the tribunal has done what INEC did to you, or the judiciary done boju yinje, you are sad. It's not going to be for long. For those of you who are jumping up and down and then dancing here and there, we told you, you will never kiniko. That too is just for the meantime. When the reality finally settles in, for everybody. Now that reaction after that will be the original reaction. You know what I mean? If you are so happy tonight that, oh my God, thank God, Ashiwaju, thank you, God, Ashiwaju, this or that. Okay? So in the next week or two or months and on that will follow, your reactions to the reality then will determine your reactions then to the reality will determine whether you are happy or you are happy. You get what I mean? But again, first, let's go to Abuja, where some of them are really, really very happy. Like this. Most of them young people. Those are Asari boys anyway. But for Ogba in Lagos, this is APC Secretariat. They were listening, just like watching football. They were listening to the old broadcast of the judgment as well this afternoon.
Gender exhibits PBH3 and PBH4, who flash drives containing a consultative meeting with leaders of political parties held on 26 October 2022. An interview with Mr. Festus Okoye, National Annual Commissioner, held on 12 March 2023, respectively. Interview for a professor of mathematics who was engaged before the election by the petitioners and whom the petition.
No. Here is another one. I mean, you do know that sometimes I actually do ask myself that, you see, those who kind of support them, you get that, like those who really support these people, Nigerians, whether they pay them or something, like those who they told that you are doing this for Baba, you are doing this for Bukwari, or you are doing this for Tinubu. Sometimes I'm like, do these criminals not really have heart for even their own supporters? Like for the sake of their own supporters, because of their own supporters, may them just do good for everybody. You understand what I mean? Like if I am somebody that goes somewhere now, and I see thousands of people, young, old, inside sun, carrying my placard, doing all of that, shouting my name and all that, and then I get to that power. Even if na Satan, swear for me, like if na devil, they share apartment with me. Sure you get? Every time I see all these people, something should strike me and say, man, look at these people, man. Man, because of these people, I have to do good. Man, I need to change the lives of these people. They must love me. Like, there must be many of them who actually really kind of, but they don't care. And that's why I told you some times ago that when somebody say, or when some dull people or dull body or dull mental people, when they say, you people, Your negativity about Nigeria is too much. It's too much. Instead of you to all of us to be praying for Nigeria, even all this thing, all this criticism, this is why Nigeria is not working. Every little thing, everybody is just cursing Nigeria. Any small thing, curse Nigeria. And if all of us are doing the right thing, and I'm like, wait. Let's review it. Me, I don't like the criminal politicians in Nigeria, and I have never hide that from anybody. Sure you get? Everything they do, I kind of love to scrutinize them because I know they don't mean well. That's my own mindset from experience, and I'm not willing to change that. Now, let's assume that because me no like them, it is affecting them from doing good in Nigeria. Sure you get? Me, or let's say maybe another 5,000 people watching me right now. Out of the 5,000 people, let's say 3,000 of them, they also don't like the criminals running Nigeria because of how they are doing it. And let's say if that is what is affecting them, that they can't run Nigeria better. Now they make them don't know how to run Nigeria because we are negative. What about you? Maybe you are positive. You are a supporter. You are those who tell everybody that they don't know these people better. If they give them this, you are praying for them. May Ashiwaju succeed. Those of you who are prayer warriors under Bokuwari, may Nigeria succeed. May Buhari succeed. Nigeria will be great again under Bokuwari. And all of you, those prayer warriors, share your prayer no answer me. Have you ever asked yourself that? Mayegu no like them. Maybe na me they affect them. But what about your own positivity? What about your own prayers? What about all those God you are calling? Why they not they listen to you? How come your own positivity, prayer for all your criminal leaders, how come the prayers no they work for them? Even though we will not like them, with the affect, how come your own no they affect them positively? Because hypocrites ni boboyi, we relowa lori boboyi, ati leaders, ati followers. When you finish lying to yourselves, right? Once in a while, when hunger, when the bedu of hunger enter your body, kara. You understand? You will come back to your senses once in a while and you will tell yourself, how come I was so dumb to believe that these people actually would do something good? How dumb. For years in my life, your youthful age, they are stealing that away from you. A lot of you today, you are nearing your 40, like Mayegun. When you sit down and look at your life, you look at everything and you are like, there is actually nothing that you can point at as a simple achievement of your own age. A lot of you are, or should I say, a lot of you have been kind of destroyed to value those, because what you live for right now, you live for the day. It's about the day. Let tomorrow will take care, leave tomorrow alone. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Today. And they are indeed helping your own oppressor. So don't always think that those who are trying to point out your own oppressors with these invincible chains on your necks, don't always think they don't mean well for you. Baba, even if you think they don't, shebi you mean well, they no feel consider you ni. You think they know they see you ni. They say they should go and give you rice because they know the poverty that is going to my banila pay. Abi, so can't they just because of you do something good and fix the country because of you? I'm just saying. Oh, this lady that left Edo, I bet she's back to Edo right now.
People not to vote, say not to cancel the election. So if they are saying that Obi did not win, cancel the election. That is my stand. Obi won this election. Tinubu did not get 25% in FCT. Tinubu only in get drug case. Only in not get results. Only in get one citizenship. And yet you want to declare a president. We will revolt against it. We cannot be refugees in our own countries. We are citizens and not refugees. Me personally would rather be a rebel than a slave in this Nigeria. Yes. Declare Obi the president and let's have peace. And that's the period.
And it is day one. So a lot of people are kind of, the Labour Party has rejected it. They've rejected the judgment, so they are yet to tell people what they want to do next. And I'm not going to preempt you. Okay? I can tell you this for free. Like I said days ago, the eruption that will happen in Nigeria is not going to be because of just this rigged election or cheated court case and the rest of them. It's going to be about the bottled injustice that a lot of you have now kind of come to realize, and you are so pissed. And you're going to go to bed one day, like normally. Like all of us complain, this country, this blah, 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 blah. You go to bed and you wake up like normally one day, and that's it. And that is what the criminals in Nigeria, that's where they are moving you to. Today, a lot of young people, for the first time in their life, who participated in a charade election in Nigeria, for the first time in their lives, they actually opened up and said, Nigeria is finished. Even though a lot of them may not understand the full meaning of that statement, but they are beginning to kind of come to that reality. They are beginning to realize that you have no law. They are beginning to realize as well that nobody is going to save them. Why they kind of figure out how they want to save themselves, or to be saved, or to be lifetime submissive. They are figuring it out. Let me show you this. It is about the same fraudulent 1999 constitution. You've read this before?
Ten things you never knew about the 1999 Constitution. Did you know that the 1999 Constitution was promulgated by the Military Decree 24 of 1999? And to think of it, this 1999 Constitution was never subjected to a referendum.
Did you also know that this 1999 Constitution was written by a selected few that never got the consent of the indigenous nationalities or its representation?
Did you know that after writing the 1999 Constitution, it was hidden from the public until after the inauguration of President Obasanjo in 1999?
Funny enough, this 1999 Constitution was not printed by the government press or any known printers in 1999.
Did you know that the 1999 Constitution created a unitary government as against the projected federal government, and this forged an inefficient, over-centralized government, as well as creating a centralized judiciary whom has never been autonomous?
In all this, did you know that this 1999 Constitution falsely and maliciously claims that the indigenous nationalities willingly handed over their lands and resources to the federal government?
And interestingly, did you know that the 1999 Constitution calls state governors chief security officers, but at the same time centralized all the security agencies and denies these state governors control over any of the security agencies?
And finally, do you know that the illegitimate 1999 Constitution in Section 6, subsection 6C, absolves the government from liabilities regarding rights of the citizens as provided in Chapter 2, making this right not justifiable?
This and many more are the reasons why corruption, unaccountability, incompetence, and insecurity are institutionalized in Nigeria.
Yes, just in case if you didn't know. Now you do. Abi, a lot of you will need to go and read the trashy book called the 1999 Constitution, and you realize that you shouldn't be quoting anything from it. Seriously. Not written by the people, written by the same criminals who were transferring power from one to one another, and maintaining the grip hold on the entire country. Nigeria is unbreakable. Nigeria is indissoluble. Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. These are choice words or choice statements from the organized criminals in charge of Nigeria. So one day, from the place you told yourself that Nigeria is dead, Nigeria is gone, no constitution, no law, criminals can be whatever they want to be in Nigeria. You see that reality a lot of you obedient are coming to now is where I have been waiting for you at. Especially for those of you who actually have been on Mayegun's Diary Politico, especially from last year. You will remember that I keep telling you the reasons why I told people on this platform never, okay, to kind of join those bandwagon of those who are condemning your aspiration, for those who are trying to undermine your achievement, and for those who are trying to label you what you are not, including those who, because of my own position, have also decided to start calling me obedient and the rest. You know why I said that a year ago? Why I kind of succeeded on Mayegun's Diary Politico to make everybody here with all our differences to treat ourselves with respect, even if you are obedient, whether you are revolution now, whether you are for Biafra or you are for Yoruba nation. I said repeatedly that all of us agree that there is something wrong with Nigeria, Abi, and something must be done and must be done urgently. We just didn't agree on the same how to do it. I said, if the obedient who suddenly, who have picked up their battle politically to seize power, if that is what they chose, you shouldn't fight them. That is where they're going to have their own experience to understand that you cannot beat them in their own game, not this way. And a year after that, that reality is coming back. A lot of them are today saying, Nigeria is this, Nigeria has no law, Nigeria has blah, blah, blah. All the things that a lot of us have been saying for a while. So which means, gradually and gradually, a lot of us are going to agree that we have something in common. We have an enemy, we have a common enemy, the establishment called Nigeria, where the people have no say in how they form the place, and anybody who tries to question it may have their lives taken away from them or get exiled forever. Now, it doesn't matter which side you belong to. The Nigeria establishment knows you. If you want Yoruba nation, the establishment of Nigeria sees you as enemy, even though you are a Nigerian, who believe that you have been marginalized and shortchanged. And if they actually care for your being part of that Nigeria, they should listen to your own point or position. That's a democracy, Abi. As a Biafran who believe that they have nothing to do with Nigeria anymore. And if you want to determine that, well, let's go for a referendum. The establishment will kill you, even if it's an Igbo man that is the president. I told you that before, Abi. I said, even if Naobi be the president of Nigeria, maybe a little bit of a different when he said he would engage people. Well, he's a politician. I've lived long enough myself just not to take any of the award, right? But he was the one who said, I'm going to sit and negotiate with you. No, he won't. He won't sit down with you. He will never negotiate with you. If you're asking for Yoruba nation, if you're asking for Biafra, if you're asking for all of these things against the establishment called the corrupt Nigeria, Obi himself will never meet you. It is what it is. That is why, when all of us now realizes that the real problem is the establishment, and it no matter who is in charge, any dummy that is the president or anything in Nigeria will do exactly what the establishment wants him to do. He will kill his own people if he has to slaughter them, okay? To stop it. To stop anybody blaming him for trying to break up Nigeria. And indeed, not be all of you now want break up Nigeria. Sure, you know, there are some of you who believe that before Nigeria will break, like Showore is not against the breakup of Nigeria. Remember, he said, if you go and do revolution or you do this, that, and you break up Nigeria, these criminals are going to finally escape and they're going to get away with all their crimes and all their loot. They will never be punished because where were you going to do it? So he said, the first you should do is for all of you to come together and get rid of these criminals. They can be chased away only if all of you agree with yourselves and agree that You might want to go away, break up Nigeria. You might want to do new Nigeria possible, Abi. You might want to have a Yoruba nation and all that. Others may actually want a restructured Nigeria with a confederation system. To Showore, you will never get any of this. None of it you will never get any of them. Because all these things you are asking for, they are those things that will decimate the fortune of the criminals who are controlling Nigeria. So the best you should do is to chase them, pick them up if you can, lock them up if you can, and then that is how to take back your country in Showore's way. But I know a lot of you will not agree. Showore, shut up. Hey, Mayegundi, shut up. You know, but you would agree. Because everybody is going to learn. One after the other. Like I said, life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. You know something? When you see an average obedient today, he is more informed, he or she is more in the know about Nigeria than he or she was a year ago. The optimism, the positivity, the energy, the commitment that kind of was, so radiating at the time. Today, a lot of you are saying, I'm so tired. I can't believe this happened. How could they let this happen? Is this even possible? Oh, excuse me, please explain to me. Is what they are doing now possible? Baba, it's possible. You are talking about Nigeria. Every abnormality is normal in Nigeria. Now, from your own experience in the last 1 year, with the INEC experience, with the tribunal experience, wait for the Supreme Court experience too. It won't take time before you will join us to agree Nigeria is irredeemable, especially if you are thinking of PVC, thinking of next election, thinking of a protest, and any other thing that you probably think are all normal in democracy. Nigeria is not practicing democracy. A lot of you are going to come to that time. When you do, I will be here. And when you are ready, every one of us in Nigeria and in diaspora, APC, PDP, and others, when all of you are ready, you will drop all the toga. For now, you can scorn yourselves. You can laugh yourselves. But the real shege, when it finally arrives, it will know nobody. It will know nobody. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whether you are a Northerner or a Southerner, whether you are a Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, Fulani, Ijonupe, Efi, Kotifi, it doesn't matter where you come from, old, young, rich, poor, when the Shege Pro-Max land, it will spare no one. If you don't believe me, ask those who survived Boko Haram. Let them tell you their stories. They will tell you, when they want to be honest, the Shege that dealt with them under Boko Haram did not discriminate. Whether you are from the north, you collect. Whether you are from the south, you collect. Whether you are from the east or west, you collect. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, you collect. Whether you are rich or poor, you collect. It got to a stage that even the Mamalawo, Babalawo, the witches, the wizard, and the rest of everybody collected. And they couldn't do anything. I saw that too. And I kind of waiting to see this too. So if you want to laugh at your friends, if you want to laugh at Obi, if you want to laugh at every other person you want to laugh at, please enjoy it too. Because you won't be laughing for long. Whether you are in Nigeria or you are not in Nigeria, I'm not wishing you bad. It is what these guys wish Nigeria. They don't wish Nigeria well. I wish your optimism, your hope, your expectation, and your prayers can actually come to pass. But they won't. They are going to be in reverse. And I'm going to be here to remind you. I'll take calls, because I know a lot of you will want to react as well today, right? But I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. If you enjoyed this chat tonight, I did my best not to make you too kind of sad, okay? I hope you are not down in your spirit. Because I remember that for months I told you, manage your expectation. They go rig you in election. They go rig you in court. If you go to the street, they will bring out soldiers. They go shoot you and kill you. And because they believe in all of that, you will do nothing. So I hope my own presentation tonight kind of lifts your spirit up a bit. And maybe others will also help you. All of this is just temporary. I also want. Don't go anywhere. Like this broadcast, and when I get back, I'll take calls, okay? And yeah, the number is on your screen.